Hey YouTube, welcome back to my channel. This is Canadian Retro. I've got some pickups here from thrift shopping, but also from some really good friends of mine, some of the items that I bought from them or did trades for and all that. So let me get into this. The first thing I want to show you here is something that I'm really thankful for. This is from Derek of Two Dorks, who I mentioned in my last video. This is an original Xbox, which you'd think I'd have tons of these, and actually I do have a couple of these, and I do have a crystal one and a couple other versions of the original Xbox, but this one's very particular because this has emulators on it for doing a whole bunch of different like arcade games, and like it has like the usual like NES and Super Nintendo, but I'm really interested in like the arcade kind of thing. I wanted to bring that experience to my extra live stream, which is going to be happening on November 3rd and 4th of this year, to raise money for sick kids hospitals, and I wanted to get an original Xbox that was modded, so I could just really stick, hook up one system and use that for the 25 hours. So hopefully this thing won't overheat in that amount of time. We'll find out though on stream day how this works out exactly, but I did want to get that arcade experience kind of going and just have everything all in one kind of system. So that's what he set me up with here for a really good bro price for that. And then my buddy Longshot, which you guys probably haven't seen in a very long time. Neither have I, actually. It's been quite a few months since I've seen Longshot, but he swung by because he was in town, and we did a little bit of a trade. I've been holding on to a bunch of PC box games, and I know that he likes those, so when I go to thrift shops and I see big box PC games, I always take pictures and send it to him. He picked out a few items from there, and I was just going to give them to him, but he graciously decided to offer me a couple of different items from my collection, and I'm very happy to add these in. First thing, which I totally had forgotten about, it must have been the first time I had talked to him. I just completely forgot that I was even interested in this. Not that I was interested, that I actually that he had this, and he had this in the bag for me, though. It's pretty cool. And that is the EA Replay, which has Desert Strike, one of my favorites on the Genesis, and has a whole bunch of different games on. I think there's like, let me see here, it says with the collection 14 EA classics. So pretty cool little thing right there. And some of them are like from Super Nintendo. This also has, let's see, Haunting of Starting Poltergeist, which is a good way, I think, to get it if you can't afford the cart, which is going up quite a lot in price kind of thing. It has like Super Nintendo versions of games, and it has Genesis version of games, and I think I might even have some arcade versions of games, so I'll have to check this out more thoroughly, but it has Mutant League Football, which is something that is also very pricey, so really nice score right there. Thank you, Longshot, for that. And then the one that I did know about was this right here for the Wii U, and that's Captain Toad's Treasure Tracker. So pretty awesome right there. This is brand new, never been opened, so that's a really nice little addition here for the collection. Really pumped about that, and it was always nice, even on top of getting a few items, really to see Longshot, and hopefully he gets back here on YouTube and shows us what he's got recently, because he said in conversation that he's picked up a few things as of late kind of thing. Moving on from that, I don't know if you guys are necessarily interested, if you want me to show things that I have been finding at thrift stores that is not video game related or something like that, like D&D or video game related, but I did find a few Lego sets kind of thing. I don't know if you guys want me to show those. Let me know in the comments. I can always share that stuff too as well, but to keep this more on the brief side, I'll just get into my video game pickups here. So I walked into one of my usual haunts and found a few games. Actually did like a deal with another video game collector. He came in after me and he wanted to pick out a couple titles that I had left behind, and if you buy, and I mentioned this just about in every single video, if you buy 5 games, one of them is free. So we kind of bundled everything together, and then I went to pay for it, and idiotic me, I brought the wrong wallet with me, so I didn't even have the money on me to do this. So I got them to set it aside, ran home, got my correct wallet to pay for these items, and worked out really well in my favor, actually, because what ended up happening was the lady at the counter charged me for VHS tapes. So I ended up paying, I think, all in all, something like $1 and like 35 cents or something each for these games, so it's not too bad. If I had known that, I probably would have cleared out even some of the lesser titles that were sitting there, but here we go anyway. So FIFA 13, for the Wii U. So always interested in adding Wii U games. Nothing super special, although some Wii U sports games seem to have a little bit of value, and I think this one does too. So thought I would at least add that in the collection for now until I, you know, build up that Wii U collection a little bit. Also for the Wii, I picked up Mario Strikers Charge, so pretty pumped about that. And it's all minty as well, so that's really nice. And Grand Theft Auto Vice City Stories, and I had Liberty City Stories in my collection, but I did not have Vice City Stories on the PSP, so really nice addition right there, and thoroughly enjoyable game for sure. Coming up here though, I have some of the coolest things I think I found probably of this year. The first one I'm going to show you here, some of you might not think is necessarily cool, but it is definitely valuable. I picked this up last night. Kind of interesting story. I was on the way to my hockey game, like playing a hockey team. I was going to one of my games and passing by the Value Village and decided to pop in there, and it's a good thing I did, because usually you wouldn't really expect much to be there at like 8:30 at night, but I stopped in anyways, and I'm glad I did. People probably walked right past this and didn't even notice what was sitting right in front of them, but this is a very extremely, I think, rare Skylander, which is Cinder, but it is, here, let me take it in the bag. You can see I paid $5 for it, but let me get it out of the bag here. We'll get a better view of this here. This one right here is actually a special sort of metallic version of it, which was only exclusive at the New York Toy Fair of 2012. So you can see it's like right on there, but I haven't been able to find this one like on eBay listed or anything like that, but other ones that are similar to this and have that sort of same thing from the same toy fair, really pricey. I looked this up on a collector's kind of Skylanders site, and it claimed that this was going between $150 and $200. So really awesome right there. I don't know if I'm going to be holding on to that. I used to collect Skylanders. I'm not so much into it now. I'll have to see if my son really enjoys it, but again, I'm not going to unbox a $200 Skylander so he can play video games. That's just kind of weird. So I don't know if I'll just put that in my collection or what. The next thing I wanted to show you, which I got at the same time, is a Sega base system. Complete in box. I'm not going to unbox this whole thing, but it's in pretty decent shape. It has some tape and that sticker there I got to take off of there, but I paid $70 for it. Pretty good deal, I think, all around, and really nice shape box. You can see that tape there. I got to figure out how to get that off. I'm going to heat it up or something with a hairdryer and all that, but it's all in there. It says on the box here it comes with one controller. There's actually two in there. It is used, so there is a little bit of like scuffing on the system. It's nothing crazy. It's actually in really nice shape, but there's an extra controller in there, and I do have to clean everything up inside and probably this box a little bit, but awesome find right there for $70. I wasn't going to turn it down. Usually don't like to spend, you know, that much at a thrift shop, but at the same time, this is something I'm probably never going to see again. I checked out a site trying to figure out, you know, this particular box art kind of variant of this system, and I can't for the life of me find anything on this one. I found one that even said like, here's some Canadian variants of the Master System, but I could not find a single thing about this one. So if you've seen this box, basically this one just comes with the system and the controller, that's it, and a copy of Hang On, which I believe is built into this model of the system. So that's pretty much everything that I know about this at this point. I'm gonna have to like get everything opened up and clean it all out and everything. So that's everything I got for you this time around. Thanks again for watching. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. Feel free to thumbs up this video, comment down below, and I'll see you all later.